I've been getting so many DMs and questions about housing in Japan and on the JET program, so I thought I would hop on here and tell you everything you need to know about housing in Japan. So first thing is first, housing here, especially on the JET program, is going to be highly dependent on your placement and the kind of school that you're going to be working at. Generally speaking, there are two types of housing situations on the JET program. The first is going to be subsidized options, and the second is going to be non-subsidized. The first category, subsidized housing, you're most likely going to be employed by the prefecture. The prefecture being like Okayama Prefecture, Hiroshima Prefecture. In my experience, the prefecture owns an apartment building or apartment buildings, and you can live there at a subsidized rate. Most often, other teachers live in these buildings as well. You have less options in terms of, how big your space is, what it includes, how old the building is. In my experience, these buildings have tended to be older. I do want to say that, living in a subsidized environment can be great financially speaking, especially in your first year on JET. You don't make a ton of money, and having to pay a lot in rent can be quite burdensome, especially depending on where you live. And for the non-subsidized options, this is mostly in the case of junior high school and elementary school JETs who are employed by cities. Most of the time don't own apartment complexes like prefectures do. Based on my experience, my board of education, my contracting organization, I had a relationship with a local realtor who sent me a few options of apartments available in the city for me to look at. They were all varying price ranges, all in varying sizes. Out of those options, I picked one, and then I just moved right in. The Board of Education helped me out with that kind of thing, but I do have to pay full rent and utilities on the same salary as somebody who is living in a subsidized environment. So do keep that in mind. It can be difficult, especially if you're living closer to a larger city. If you're closer to Tokyo, closer to Osaka, Fukuoka, larger cities like that, rent will be much higher. So keep that in mind. It might affect how much money you bring with you initially as well. Moving in Japan, if you don't have a subsidized environment, can be really expensive. A lot of initial upfront costs like key money, appreciation money, cleaning fees, sometimes having to pay 2-3 months rent upfront, and budget accordingly. I can't say exactly how much money you should bring, but I would say maybe bring a bit more than you think, just so you have some money initially to get you through. So I hope that answers your questions. If you have any more questions about housing on JET in Japan in general, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm also currently in the moving process myself, so I'll be documenting that whole journey on here as well. So if you're interested, do stay tuned. Hope that helps everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.